All right, so here's my paper. It's covered with my hidden lines. You can't see it right now because my lines are white on white paper, but it looks something like this. I made more lines with a blue crayon so you can see your line should fill your paper. It should fill the edges and the corners, not scribbles, but you should see different lines on your paper. And I know it's hard to see with white crayon, but it's kind of shiny, so when the light hits it or when the sun hits it, you can kind of see those lines a little bit, and you know if you're missing some in an area of your paper. All right, so next step is to paint some watercolor lines over your hidden lines to make them reappear. And you know when you're using watercolor paint, the main thing you need is water. The paints do not work unless you have water. So you're going to take your brush. Remember, you hold your brush just like a pencil, only you hold it up a little bit higher. That's going to give you more control when you paint. So I'm going to dip my brush into my water, and I think I'll start with a blue lines first. So I'm going to then dip my brush, after I dipped it into the water, I'm going to dip it into my blue, and it's like I'm painting right into my blue. See how you get the paint on your brush? You just kind of keep painting it. You don't stick your brush and just wiggle it in there. It's like you're painting it. That's gonna get it nice and coated with your paint. Okay, I think I'm gonna make a wavy line here. And oh my goodness, do you already see that? Some of those lines are appearing. I'm gonna dip my brush into more water and then some more paint. And look at it. The paint just runs off where your crayon lines are. And you see how it gets lighter and lighter as I keep painting, as the paint sort of leaves my brush. So I'm just gonna dip my brush into more water and get some more paint. I'm gonna make this a little bit darker. You don't have to, but if you want your lines to be darker, that's what you need to do. So right there, I just went from one end all the way across, and you can see all those lines that started to reappear. Okay, I'm gonna use a different color now, but before I do that, I have to clean my brush. So you're just going to stick your brush right into your water, and it's like you're going to paint the bottom of your container. It's already turning my water blue. What you do not do is tap your brush to get the extra water off of it. You're just going to touch the edge of the cup. All right, I think I'm gonna use some red. So now I'm gonna paint into my red. Now the one thing that you need to remember after you paint your first line, any line after that, you want to stop and pick your brush up and kind of hop over if it gets close to another color. So let me get some more of that red on my brush so it's nice and full of paint. And maybe I'll just do a straight line this time. I'm gonna start from this edge, and you can still see those lines are reappearing here, but look, when I get to the blue, I wanna hop over it, get right up to it, hop over it though, and then continue on to the other side, because we don't want our brush to get too dirty and our paint colors to mix. We'll do that some other time, but right now we just wanna hop over when we get to another line. All right, clean your brush again. If you wanna add another red line, you don't have to clean your brush. You can keep using that color. But if you switch colors, then you have to clean it. All right, I think I'm gonna get some green now. So just paint into that color. Get a lot of green on your brush. And maybe I'll do a zigzag line this time. I'll start down here. The green's a little bit harder to see. It's a little lighter. Oh, do you see how I got to the red, but I didn't go through it? I'm gonna skip over it and then continue on the other side like that. So if you did want to add some more or make your colors darker again, remember, just get some more paint on your brush. If there's a lot of water in your color, then you don't have to add any more water. But if it looks kind of dry, then you do. So I'm just gonna go over I'm not touching the red line, but go over some of my green lines to make them darker. Maybe I'll do another green line. I'm just gonna get some more water on my brush. Maybe this one is just gonna be a curved line here in the corner. I just love watching the paint run off the marks, the white crayon marks, and make them reappear. Okay, so you're just you can add any color you want, no black, no brown. Vasily Kandinsky used bright colors, and we want ours to be full of bright colors too. So any other color in the middle, no brown, no black. Those are usually on the end, but any other color. And yes, like I said before, you can use, maybe you want 3 blue lines. You don't have to just make one of every color. You can definitely do more than one, but I was just showing you what some of the other colors look like. This is right here is a dash line, and that just skipped right over the blue. Remember, do not go over, we don't want to mix our colors on this one. So fill your paper with lots of watercolored, colorful lines.